Day 7 aftermaths from the hijacked airliner attacks in New York and Washington. We'll summarize the developments, explore today's stock market calamities and other impacts on the U.S. economy, report on the restart of O'Hare Airport in Chicago, and look at Pakistan, a country caught in a deadly vice between friends. Now an inside look at the day on Wall Street. Our business correspondent Paul Salmon of WGBH Boston reports.
Amidst all the action in New York's militarized financial district this weekend was the pursuit of a key goal: reopening America's stock markets, silenced since Tuesday morning. The longest hiatus in market history was due in part to brokerage firms at ground zero, incapacitated, and arguing that opening too soon would have put them and their clients at a woeful disadvantage. For member firms like Gruntal Company, which manages nearly $20 billion for some 150,000 clients, it was literally touch and go.
If you see the building with the spire on the left edge that's covering it, it's the large black building where the smoke is coming from. That's One Liberty Plaza, and that was Gruntal's headquarters.
In the former shadow of the World Trade Center, One Liberty Plaza itself is on shaky ground. All of Gruntal's 450 employees made it out alive. Pat Mellett's cousin, a Bronx fireman who rushed to the scene, did not.
He died in the collapse of the World Trade Center, who had been married 6 weeks ago. So, like any other family, there's been a tragedy in ours. Sorry.
Mellett has been a man distraught and a man obsessed with getting his employees, their computers, their phones, their data back online by Monday.
Luck is the residual of planning. On August 21st, we had a disaster recovery drill. The scenario, if you will, was that, okay, One Liberty is out. There was either a fire, a bomb, or a terrorist attack or something. Literally, that's the way the scenario was given to us. And we had to move up here and recover and get to all of the systems.
Yesterday, they were restoring data from backup tapes stored in a vault somewhere in New Jersey.
This is all the data that's required to recover a firm like Gruntal when something like this happens.
Mellett's main worry for today had been temporary confusion. But the greater fear, of course, was fear itself. Panic selling. Monday's job, said broker Abe Borenstein, would be to stem a terrorist-induced tide.
What these terrorists tried to accomplish is break the back of the system. A sell order, in my perspective, and part of the message we're trying to get out to people, is a vote for the other guy.
And so, this morning, the stock market was braced for battle, both military and financial, as the worker of the world's economic epicenter united to get back to trading. Uptown, Gruntal was braced as well, as the first news came in around 8. The Fed had cut interest rates by a hefty half point.
Besides lowering rate marks, they're injecting liquidity by buying securities.
CEO Robert Ritterizer.
But I think stepping in now is a sign of how dynamic the government intends to be to support the economy through this short phase. So I think it's a terrific step here this morning.
But the main mood at Gruntal was defiance.
Why? It's called fighting back, maybe. Depends how you look.
Al Palladino's fight is personal. His son-in-law was a bond trader at the top of the towers.
I want my pound of flesh in some fashion. I've lost someone very dear to me.
It's your son-in-law?
My son-in-law. And he's a good guy. So I'm here today because this is the only way I can really fight back.
At 9:30, moments of silence. At the stock exchange, at Gruntal. Right away, the market was down. And down, and down, and down some more. Some were buying.
Gee, Cisco, Microsoft, GE, I mean, you know, pick them. Basically, you buy the whole freaking thing.
But even here, some were selling.
We sold 1,000 Pfizer.
By late morning, some were simply stunned.
I don't know. I don't want to make comments right now. You got the wrong guy. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm just trying to reach out. There's a lot of emotion right now. Thank you.
Gary Rudow, by contrast, saw hope, even with the Dow down more than 500 points.
I'm actually surprised it's not down a lot more than it is right now, you know, but I think that, you know, you had to know that the market was going to be down sharply.
What about all the talk this morning, patriotism, we shouldn't sell, we got to show them?
Markets are going to go down. They're going to react to a situation that happens. And that is capitalism at its finest form. I mean, you react to the world around you.
Meanwhile, after a few early glitches, the Gruntal relocation was going remarkably well, it seemed. Small consolation, though, with the Dow down by 2 p.m.
650.
650. And what about the NASDAQ?
Off 100 points. You know, whether or not people are feeding on it and making it go down more, we don't know. You have to have some patriotism and believe in your country.
But the patriotic pitch wasn't protecting the market today, and by mid-afternoon both casualties and survivors seemed clear. Who's up, who's down, why?
Drug companies are up because, you know, you never have a diminished demand for drugs and pharmaceuticals, things like that. Defense contractors, obviously, were at war. Mortgage companies, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, interest rate sensitive, you know, securities. The insurers are taking it on the chin, as are the airlines and the large, you know, financial brokerage firms, money center banks, and, you know, things like that.
Because?
Because they're, you know, this disaster hit right in the heart of everything, and, you know, with a lot of disaster claims, a lot of these guys are in the insurance business, and basically, you know, billions of shares did not change hands for almost a week. So, you know, if you can't go to work, you got nothing coming in for a week, it's going to affect you.
Near day's end, Gruntal's most visible figure, investment spokesman Joe Battipaglia, remained what he has been since the early 1980s, a professional optimist.
This is within the tolerable range of where the market would sell off to, and I'm encouraged by the fact that it's been very orderly, that it hasn't been more serious, and I think that we'll start to build a base at these levels. That's, I think, where we are right now.
But by session's end, the world's investors may have rendered a verdict of sorts. Terrorists notwithstanding, the U.S. economy was now some 5% less valuable than a week ago, given the average drop of all U.S. stocks today. A loss approaching $500 billion, on the order of the crash of 1987. But if you're looking for hope, remember the rebound after that.